Hello guys, welcome. My name is Shambles and this is Caveman to Cosmos. If you're here, you're probably familiar with this game. It's a beautiful mod to Civilization 4. As the name suggests, you take a nation starting as a caveman and trying to get it to Cosmos. So this is what we gonna try to do. So let's start. I'll be playing a space map because we will gonna try to get into space. I'm not sure which one. I'm being told that the later version the better. So let's see. I think I've played the 10 before. Not sure if I played the 9. It's a tropical climate. Or the 8. Earth-like, sea level medium. It's like a new world, 4 rivers. That might be alright. A large solar map. Yeah, let's give it a go. So, Snowfru Standard 08 version 6. Alright. So I guess this will be a part 0 of the Let's Play. Let's change this to my proper name. Alright, Shambles. I will be choosing a nation. I will tell you all about it in a sec. Let's first change the speed. I'm gonna play Eternity because, well, I love my Civ games to be pretty stretched. I like to work for the research and and everything has more meaning, if it's longer, I think. Because if it's quick, if you're researching like every other turn something new, then you stop paying attention to what you're actually, building, researching, and it loses its meaning, I want the research and the development of my cities, be an achievement, not something that just happens, I want to work for it. That's why Eternity. Yeah, the other settings here are determined by the map that we already chose, so it's all good. As to victories, I'm not sure. You never know. Maybe this game will go all the way. So if it does, there's only one victory that matters, right? Complete the whole freaking scientific research tree. Well, we're gonna try, that's for sure. Alright, and to the meaningful options now. So I was deliberating either to play this Let's Play with or without barbarians. Barbs, they're alright, I guess. The thing is that they make your game too easy. Because, in theory, the barbs are there to, give you a little bit of problems in the early game, but to be honest with you, at the end, they just give you free slaves, They just give you free civilian captives and military captives, and, playing with barbs, in my, experience, is just your first cities 2 or 3 or whatever, your first cities after your capital, they just start with 5 pop, you know, and a tool maker for free, you know, because you know you've got your 2 or 3 civilian slaves, civilian captives. That's already city pop 4, and then you've got like 7 or 10 military slaves or captives, and boom, that's your tool workshop, maybe with a dance hat, and you know your 6 dancers already dancing, you know. So I'm not sure, you know, if to enable barbarians or just go no barbarians for this, you know. But on the other hand, that can be interesting sometimes, you know. For maybe I play with barbarians, but I just make my own rule that I won't conquer their cities. I guess, but if they are threatening, you know, well, I'm gonna just stare at them, and I'm not sure, you know. Let's come back to this. Maybe I will have an idea in a sec. Now, the temptation with the leader is to do, of course, you know, the standard, developing without positive and negative traits and complex traits, right? This is the standard setup. And I will do that actually on this playthrough, because it's interesting, you know, it makes the game more complicated, but at the same time, it makes it even easier, you know. I think the game is already easy. Unfortunately, you know, the AI is not that great, you know, pretty bad actually, and having these options, you know, makes it even easier. So I think that if you're really beginning the game with hopes that maybe it will be a challenge, I think you just turn off leader traits, you know. You just do that, I guess, you know. Yeah, and you just play without traits. But to make the game a little bit more interesting, I will do this developing complex trait. I can always try to choose, you know, maybe a not so good of a trait for me, or really punishing negative traits. Well, yeah, for the AI to have it easier a little bit with me. We'll see. I'm not gonna mess with the AI here. I think AI is actually worse with these options on. You know, they spend their production on units, and the units are already immediately destroyed. You know, that's another thing to not enable barbarians. It would be easier for the AI to actually, you know, develop. And I think after realizing that, I think I will actually disable barbarians. Yeah, because they won't give me the benefit of free slaves, plus they won't hinder the AI in, you know, early development. Because I think if the Neanderthal barbarians with 3 power or whatever, they can just, you know, destroy early AI's units and just mess them up, you know, badly. I saw things like Babylon, you know, Hammurabi, I think, couldn't even leave his capital because he was surrounded by barbarians, you know. And in the meantime, I was completely unhindered by them, you know. So it's also an RNG factor there. So I think no barbarians before the better. Yeah. Okay. I will enable United Nations pretty late in the game, but yeah, it's quirky. I will indeed disable random events. And why am I doing that? Well, you might say can make the game a little bit more boring, but I find that random events are boring. You know, they are themselves boring. There's not that many of them. For some of them, there's no real counterplay, like a feel bad situation. Like for example, influenza, right? The worst random event, which is pretty common. And okay, I get it. It gives you -3 population and is designed for the development not to be as quick, as aggressive. But at the same time, it can also happen to the AI, and completely destroy the early AI, right? So if I had control, I would actually enable influenza only for me, if I could, to just give the AI upper hand. Like give me an option to give the AI only positive events and give me negative ones, only negative. I would play like that. But now with no control here, I cannot. Well, you might probably say that I can go into the code and mess there, but I'm not a programmer. I won't be able to do that, unfortunately. And now, without the control, I'm actually making my game worse, because after a couple of bad random events, the AI will be too far behind, and it's just not very good system in this game, unfortunately. If it was a little bit more complicated, a bit more, involved, there would be more decisions, like, for example, in CK2, right? It was a great random event system in that game, It was even a little bit like this in this game. I'll probably keep it, because it was well balanced, and stuff. But random events in this game are so bad, man. I don't want to mess with them. I will disable wonder limits and national unit limits. You might say you're making the game easier for yourself. Well, maybe that's true, but I kind of find wonders to be a cool thing in this game, and I don't want to be, just limited to one. It's I think it's a little bit boring, and plus the AI will be able to build as many as they like now, and the national unit limits actually I don't think will have an impact on us as much as on the AI, because we are indeed choosing to play as the one civilization that already gets its culture from the beginning, and that's the Neanderthal. Sorry for that. I will struggle to pronounce that. Neanderthal. There you go. Is that good? Neanderthal. It's hard, but it's fun. And I will tell you just in a sec why I'm choosing to play as Wrub. Nightmare difficulty, of course. Wonder limits, yeah. National unit limits, there you go. Not sure about vassal states. I heard that it's better to disable it, but I don't have too much experience with that, sorry to say. So I will leave it for now. I will go tech diffusion, win or lose for losing. No technology handicap for myself, of course. Upscaled research time, Beeline's things, that's all good. Culture wise, I will go realistic, equilibrium, and one city start. And this option is actually why I'm choosing Neanderthal Wrub over anyone else, because and it's also connected to hunting, you know. Actually, let's get down to hunting, and we'll address this as a whole package of culture, Neanderthal, hunting thingy, you know. Okay, I will do religious disabling, because otherwise, I can destroy the AI whenever I like. Inquisitions, why not? Yeah, larger cities without the administration, that's all good. Penalties, of course. That might be controversial, but I won't upscale my production time, and it also won't upscale AIs, right? So hopefully the AI will have it a little bit easier. And plus, I always love to play my Civ games with upscaled research but not production. I don't know why, but I think like it feels better. Like you wait a little bit longer to unlock the buildings, but then you can reasonably, build them. Like it's not like you're struggling there. So, and plus, I think it's only reasonable because there's like 700 or something tags, or 800, I'm not sure, but around that number, right? But there's upon thousand on buildings, right? So you also are setting up new towns, fairly easily in this game and consistently. So you pretty much always like to get up to speed with the new towns, I don't know, I think this is a matter of choice, but I like to play with regular production in these games. Also, I won't be doing strict vicinity because we already got the realistic culture spread with one tile start. I think this is already limiting enough that we don't have to limit ourselves even further. And it makes it that the early game is a little bit faster because you are able to use the early caves straight away. You don't have to wait, 300 turns for culture to increase. Plus, with the realistic culture spread, your borders 95% of the time won't spread to the hills where the caves are, and suddenly you settled your town just next to caves and you cannot use them, which for me it's just feel bad situation, So same with natural wonders and stuff. It's just plus it also works for AI, So hampering AI early development is always bad idea, You want them to have it you want AI to have the biggest chance of snowball you can provide them, I think, from my experience. So yeah, I will leave it off. More, yeah, I want to have an interesting let's play. Now, this is the whole set of very important settings that I have a specific preference on. After so many playthroughs, I think I developed now a early game hunting playstyle that I enjoy. And that also doesn't give me too much of an advantage over AI, I think. So let me go through all of my choices here. And it's all connected, picking Wrub, and the culture start and all. So, I am playing with hide and seek, fight or flight, and size matters. All of these options are beautiful, I think, great modmods, they introduce so much depth into the early game, mini game, which is hunting, But there is a problem. With size matters and hide and seek and fight or flight, maybe fight or flight, well, let's wait with that. Size matters and hide and seek, they made it that your units die very quickly, easily. Your units die and there's no counterplay, to that. Because you cannot, with your chaser or scout, you cannot kill anything. You cannot kill a wolf, you cannot kill a, not even mention a panther or something like that. Let's forget about it, right? You can size up your scout, so it's like power 2 now, but what's power 2? It's nothing. Cheetah will kill it, just next mountain there's a cheetah, there, and your scout is dead, and you wasted like 30 turns of production, right? And that's why Wrub comes into play, right? Because Neanderthal early units are more powerful. Is it cheating? Probably. But if I would not choose Wrub here as my leader, I would want to go for Neanderthal culture 100% of the time. Because otherwise I'm not having any early game mini game which is hunting. I cannot hunt anything. I'm just dying, it's miserable. This is a game. I want it to be, playable. I want it to be a pleasure to play this game, and I find pleasure playing this game. And I found that this kind of combination of settings makes it that 1, hunting is possible, 2, hunting is actually enjoyable, 3, hunting is not that easy because you're still gonna be dying to the jaguars, to the freaking saber-tooth, to lions. There might be a whole group of lions, cave lions, close to your town, and will give you a hell of a time, because of size matters. So yeah, there will be so many scenarios, but playing as Wrub ensures that I've got my Neanderthal culture, that I've got my units more powerful. Because otherwise, I will 100% every time go for Neanderthal culture at the beginning of the game, right? So I will have to rush caves, and with these settings, with culture starts with 1 tile and realistic culture spread, I cannot go for Neanderthal culture, because with the Neanderthal culture, you have to have the caves inside your cultural borders, and this is so freaking hard to do. Uh, Even without the strict vicinity here, even without this, the Neanderthal culture is different. It doesn't care about vicinity. It cares if you have it in your borders or not, and we won't be able to do it. And even if it could, it's a random chance. And I don't want to be restarting the game all all the time, like 20 times. So I decided to just ensure that we do get the Neanderthal units by that. But yeah, you're gonna still be dying, right? To all of the random maps there that the map generates, that spawn close to you, right? That's why I think fight or flight, well, one makes the game much more involved, right? You have to think on yet another level of complexity when it comes to fighting. Brings in so many new ways and skills and promotion and all that, yeah. But at the same time, it actually makes the game more forgiving now, because there is this freaking panther, right? Five power panther in the ancient forest, and you ain't spotting it for a long time. You need to have like 3 or 4 spot on a good unit, and maybe you need it out of the forest as well to spot it, right? So it's like probably late or middle ancient before that happens, right? And it will gonna slaughter your units all left and right? And you cannot do anything. There's no counterplay for that, right? But with fight or flight, suddenly you got a chance, right? There's this 25 freaking 30% chance that your guy won't die, and you can run away and you can level up and you can try with 50% next time, right? And then 70, and sure, some guys will die along the way, but then this freaking nice lucky scout will finally reach this power 6, and now he will be safe, So I'm aiming at that with this option. Plus, it makes it that this freaking eagle will never be caught, right? But well, that's a trade-off. Speaking of getting caught, I won't be turning teleport hunting awards on. I know it makes the game less tedious. It makes the game, more streamlined and easier for the AI. But at the same time, I think that AI doesn't hunt that much. They have their bonuses from the start and stuff, and then they do have this couple of hunters, maybe one hunter, one scout, and stuff, but mostly they are relying on their innate nightmare difficulty, bonuses and stuff, not on hunting, I don't think. So plus, if I have a nice snowball hunting with a couple of good scouts, I'm killing all the animals anyways, so they don't. AI in my strict vicinity doesn't have many animals to kill, and if I won't put this on, then I will be hampering myself. It'll be less easy to get actual animals in my capital, because it's not very easy to escort an animal with a scout, and I'm probably gonna rely on scouts the most. So you capture a horse or an elephant even, you're so pumped up, you're gonna have this herd and stuff, and you already see your warriors riding freaking elephants. But then a random, cheetah attacks you, and there goes your elephant, right? So it makes the game difficult, and I think it makes it more difficult to me than to the AI. Plus, I'll make it easier for the AI and do peace among NPCs. So it's easier for them to, transport the subdued things. Or am I mistaken? No, I don't think this impacts the AI. I think it's only the NPCs like barbs and animals. It's not other players, I don't think. But I still leave it on because, it makes it so there's more animals and stuff. Yeah, that's good. Dangerous wildlife, I won't do that because I'm doing stay out. I don't actually like animals, killing my gatherers and stuff. I think it's too much micromanaging, especially after a while that you've got, your number of cities, and there's all these freaking things that, you got so many pop-ups that there's so many, things around your borders, and, you stop paying attention to these messages after a while, and then suddenly you start losing, your workers and stuff. I don't like that. I feel comfortable that your borders are your kingdom, and Animal Kingdom is not that. Animal Kingdom is out there. It goes the same to. For the AI, makes it a little bit easier for them as well. So imagine if the Bengal tiger spawns at the Germans next door and completely destroys their civilization, because they cannot get out with any units, So yeah, I think animals stay out is the way to go. Yep, no teleporting. No teleport, hunting awards. Yes, it matters. Surround and destroy. It's cute, but as the tooltip says here, it's a crutch for the player because AI underutilizes that, so I won't turn it on. I will put on the realistic siege though. I know that the AI doesn't use it much, but I think they start using that after ancient, like in the medieval times. It gets really interesting over the starting from the medieval ages. So I'll play with that on. Let's see. Yeah, great commanders, great commodores. More XP to level. Yeah, we wanna have our game longer, more interesting. Advanced stuff, always good. I won't do the realistic building because it's the same reason as I didn't go for the upscale building time or whatever. And I will go for revolutions actually. So maybe if the AI sucks completely, there will be a layer of interesting things going on with revolutions. All right. So yeah, let's go over all the options again. Revolutions. Okay. No challenges. All the advanced stuff is there. More XP to level. Great guys. Realistic siege, fight for flight. without warning is mass with hide and seek. Size matters, peace, no teleporting awards. Stay out, more resources, more rivers. Culturally linked stars now. Happiness penalties, yep. Larger cities. Equilibrium. Realistic culture spread, that's good. All the technology stuff. No random events. Complex trades are developing, yep, that's all good. No barbarians, we decided on that. Scientific victory. Eternity speed. Nightmare. Wrub the Neanderthal. Alright. I think we all set, guys. I think we'll be launching the game. So thank you ever so much for watching this episode 0 of the new Let's Play, and see you in the next one. All the best, guys. Cheers, have a good one.